In my DM right now, there is a lot of questions, comments, and concerns from my lockers about their dreadlocks. You know, they want to ask me things like, how long is it going to take for their dreadlocks to grow? What products they should use? Are they using the right methods for their dreadlocks? And I understand these questions, comments, and concerns because I was in a time in my life when I had these same ideas. But one of the things that I want to discuss today is there's one thing that all of us are overlooking, especially when we're growing our dreadlocks. I remember there was a time in my dreadlock journey I was saying to myself, man, I just want to go from point A to point Z, okay? I didn't care about, you know, the whole taking care of my dreadlocks. I didn't care about the maintenance stage. I didn't care about taking pictures. I didn't care about none of that because my idea of my dreadlocks, man, I wanted my dreadlocks to be nice and clean and long enough to the point where I can do 2-strand twists, but I can also braid the 2-strand twist. You know, like that, me personally, that's my favorite style. And still to this day, I love that style. I haven't had that style in a long time, but me personally, when I first started my dreadlock journey, I knew exactly what I wanted. And I think that's great that I actually knew what I wanted with my dreadlocks. And I think it's even greater that you guys know what you want with your dreadlocks. But there's just one thing that I feel like a lot of us just miss, you know, a lot of us just oversee because we want this thing that's called instant gratification, okay? We want it now. We don't really care about when we're going to get there because we want it all right here, right now. And that's the thing that I want to talk about today is the journey itself, okay? Now, granted, okay, I know when you finally get to that point when you got your dreadlocks, you feel successful. You feel like, you know, you completed the mission. But you guys got to understand the journey just doesn't stop right there. One of my biggest problems that I encountered when I started my dreadlock journey is, honestly, it's kind of hard to remember the journey, okay? I've had dreadlocks for the past 10 years now, and honestly, man, it's all just a blur. I've had dreadlocks for so long, man, I can't even remember some of the stages that I went through. Now, of course, I have a couple of pictures, but one thing that I really wish I had was more pictures. You know, I really wish I really did just enjoy the journey because I was so focused on getting from here to there that I didn't really just sit in the moment just to be present, just to appreciate my dreadlocks. You know, there was a lot of things that I did personally to enhance my dreadlock journey. You know, I wanted my hair to grow quicker, and there was nothing wrong with me trying to grow my dreadlocks quicker because, yo, I definitely went through the ugly stage, okay? I definitely went through that stage where I just didn't feel comfortable with my dreadlocks. So I did everything possibly I can do to quicken the process, okay? I was using castor oil every day. I was eating a lot of protein. I was hiding my hair all the time because I just didn't want people to see what I actually had. But when I think about it now, I kind of miss those days, man. Those were the days where I was the most hungriest. Those were the days that I was grinding it out, man. Every day I was telling myself, you know, because I had it in my mental state. I had it in my mindset, you know, I was like, you know what, Vinny, at the end of the day, you got to think about the long run. You got to think about the long term. And that's one of the things that I tend to lose focus every day of my life. You know, I always say to myself like, oh man, like I want 100,000 subscribers, you know, I want $1 million, man. I want to be a businessman. I want to be an entrepreneur. But most times I neglect what's actually going on right here, right now. That's me being present. That's me actually doing the work. Instead, I just get frustrated all the time. And I see a lot of you guys go through the same thing with your dreadlocks. You guys get frustrated because your dreadlocks aren't what you imagine it to be. But I need to convey this to you guys that if you stay patient, if you stay in the game, and you stay present in your dreadlock journey, I swear to you, your dreadlocks is going to look exactly how you want it to be. And I repeat myself when I say exactly because, yo, if you already started right here, right now, you already took the first step to where you need to go. Now, the next couple of steps is consistency, dedication. You know, you gotta motivate yourself. You actually gotta do the things that are hard. And that's why I keep repeating to you guys, like, yo, we always have to moisturize our locks. We always have to cover our locks up when we go to bed. We have to do the small little things because these small little things will create such a big and huge impact in the end of the day. But it all starts from square one. And square one is the root and the beginning of your journey. You don't want to be like me, man. You know, like I said, I've had my dreadlocks for almost 8 to 10 years, and yes, I did cut off my dreadlocks a couple of years ago, and it just felt good because I was like, you know what, I'm back at square one. Now, even though I really wasn't at square one, but it felt good for me to start over. It started good to, you know, to say to myself, you know what, I have a little bit of ways to go to get where I want to be. Now, granted, I do not want my dreadlocks to be as long as it used to be. I've been there, I've done that, you know, the end goal is completed. But for me per se, the journey itself, man, like I just imagine, like I remember back in the days when I was in the gym and I was what you would consider skinny fat, you know, like I wasn't too fat, but I wasn't too skinny, but I wasn't in the right shape. But then it wasn't until 2-3 months of me constantly just working out, getting better, eating healthy, hitting the gym every day, man. The grind itself is the actual journey, man, because you don't know who you might be in the end of the journey, man. Throughout that journey, man, you're building and creating so many habits that you would have never thought of yourself before, man. I never thought that I can get to myself to the point I was saying, you know what, man, I can do this, man. I had to like rap to myself every day, like, Vinny, if this is what you want to do, you gotta go for it. And it's the same with your dreadlock journey. If you guys want nice long dreadlocks, stick to the plan. I'm gonna continue making videos for you guys, but trust me when I say stay present and stay aware of your journey, and you'll get exactly what you want out of this dreadlock journey. Trust me. My name is Vinny Matthews. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.